James for the untouchable, true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I want to come on here real quick and talk about Xander Zayas and his fight against Damian Sosa. He wound up winning the fight by a pretty, wide margin, wide decision. He didn't get the stoppage, but I'll tell you guys this. I do like Xander Zayas. I do want him to succeed because, he is a product of the South Florida boxing scene. He is one of South Florida's very own by way of Puerto Rico. He grew up the majority of his life in Broward County in South Florida. So, I love seeing my South Florida fighters progress and succeed. But he had a fight here against Damian Sosa. And Damian Sosa was a guy that, in his last fight earlier in the year, he went to Pro Box. He fought a highly touted prospect in Marcus Valle at the time and upset him, actually stopped him, and really put his name on the map, in boxing circles. So, this is a fight where, on paper at least, Sosa didn't have the name of a Patrick Teixeira because Patrick Teixeira was a former, champion, had beaten Carlos Adames, all those things. But, Patrick Teixeira at the time Xander fought him, he wasn't the Patrick Teixeira of old. He didn't fight with that same type of, hunger and determination. So, Sosa, not the biggest name, but a hungrier guy coming off the biggest win of his career, big puncher, someone that would look like, on paper at least, could give Xander some resistance. And I got to say, man, I've been watching Xander for a long time, been following him for a long time. That's the best I've ever seen Xander look. Xander looked like $1 million this fight. Everything from round one to the very end of the fight. I think his balance was amazing. I think his punch selection was top notch. He was able to really punch in between the shots of a guy like Damian Sosa, and he was able to keep him off balance. He wasn't just he wasn't just punching down the middle. He didn't become overly reliant on the left hook to the body. It was a steady diet of just everything, and it was just a real mature professional performance. And best performance of his career. The kind of performance where, if you're looking at Xander's development, and let's say you're a big Xander Zayas fan, which I like Xander Zayas. If you're a Xander Zayas fan, the performance he gave last night was the performance you're looking for. Now, he didn't get the stoppage. I still think Xander is maturing. I still think Xander hasn't even fully filled out into his man strength yet, which is actually kind of scary. Looking at how he fought this fight, that's a scary thought, because everything else besides maybe strength-wise, he's got it. He can box. He has great IQ. He knows how to set shots up. He has all the things that you look for in championship-level fighters. The only thing we're waiting for really is probably for him just to fill out a bit more. But other than that, he looked the part last night. He looked the part. Top Rank had Edgar Berlanga. They used to have Edgar Berlanga. They cut him even when he was undefeated because they felt like he wasn't the goods. Xander has been held on to by Top Rank, and he's looked like the goods most of his career, and he damn sure looked like the goods last night. Every time Sosa crowded him, every time Sosa looked threatening, he had an answer for everything. And he just never really looked out of place. He never really looked like he missed a beat any time in the fight. So, really good performance from him. Very impressed with him. Happy for him. Sometimes I got to remind myself, and sometimes I think it's wise that boxing fans remind themselves that this kid is only 21. It feels like he's older than he really is because he's had, 19 fights now? But remember, Top Rank signed him at 16. He was the youngest Top Rank signing in the history of boxing. And Xander has had to deal with a lot of expectations thrusted upon him. And so far, it's been smooth sailing. But they asked him last night, they said, Xander, who do you want to fight next? What do you think is next for your career? And Xander pretty much said that he wants to fight anybody in the top 5. So when you look at the top 5 of the WBO rankings, because that's the route he's going, you've got names like Charles Conwell. You've got names like Takashi Inoue. You've got names like Tim Tszyu. You got names like, good, decent names. Those are decent names. And then even though this guy's not a top 5, I think it's a fight Top Rank can watch for the future. Vina Monecki. I think that's a name they want too. So, who do I think Xander could fight next that has a name? Hold on. I don't think he's fighting Charles Conwell. I think that's a Golden Boy fighter. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I just think Golden Boy has Conwell there to fight Virgil one day. That's what I think the plans for Conwell are. So I don't think he fights Xander. Tim Zeus fighting Bakra and Murtalezia for the IBF title. So that fight's not happening right away. I think of the top 5 from what I've seen, you had Takashi Inoue and you had Josh Kelly, who was there too. Now, I think Josh Kelly versus Xander makes a lot of sense. Josh Kelly's from the UK. He's got a bit of a name over there. He's a name in the sport, for better or for worse. He's a name in the sport, so I like that fight. I think that's a very winnable fight for Xander, because I just seen Josh Kelly fight last week on the Joshua card. He didn't look so hot. He looked so good in that fight. I think Xander could whoop Josh Kelly right now. And then Takashi Inoue, that's a fighter that's been in there with names, been in there with guys like Haim Mongia, been in there with guys like Tim Zhu. That's someone that you can use as a measuring stick to top guys in this weight class, and a guy that so far in his career always comes to fight, always comes to win, So I would like that fight for Xander. But either way, look, I'll tell you like this. I've been very impatient on here with I want to see Xander in the big fights. I'll be honest with you. I want to see him in the big fights. I want to see him against the top guys. But thankfully, that's why, Peter Kahn is who he is in boxing, because Peter Kahn knows how to move fighters. He knows the process of developing great fighters. He knows how to get these guys the best chance to win when they get the big fight. Look at what Peter Kahn did with George Kambosos Jr. I don't think George Kambosos Jr. becomes who he became in boxing without Peter Kahn. Just being honest, it was his management that got George Kambosos Jr. the best possibility and the best chance to beat Teofimo Lopez, because he had the right fights at the right time. And the same thing is happening with Xander. I want to see him step up. I want to see him fight the guys like Virgil Ortiz and Tim Zhu and these kind of guys. But Peter Kahn's just giving him the right fights at the right time, giving him that time to see more styles, see different types of fighters in the ring. And then all while that's happening, giving Xander the time to fill out. And he's starting to fill out and look like, your prototypical, Puerto Rican boxer puncher of yesteryear. Not like the Puerto Rican fighters of today, because you guys know I'm very hypercritical of the Puerto Rican fighters of today. I am part Puerto Rican myself, but I don't really get caught up in the whole nationality or culture thing. I honestly could give two. I don't care. I don't care about where somebody's from or culture or anything like that. Only time I root for a fighter based on where they're from is they're from South Florida. That's about it. Other than that, I don't care. But Xander is looking really good, and I think he's going to be a problem. I think Peter Kahn needs to keep just doing what he's doing. Don't listen to people like me that want to see Xander fight for the world title right away. Let that kid continue to develop so that when he's 23, 24, 25, he can't just become champion, but reign for a long time and be that fighter that Puerto Rican boxing has been looking for. A lot of these fighters can't fill those shoes that have been left by Miguel Cotto. They're big shoes to fill. And I think Xander, fight by fight, as he matures and fills out, he's looking like a fighter that can maybe be that guy. So I'm looking forward to see how he develops. Great performance against Damian Sosa. And hopefully next, I think Josh Kelly or Takashi Inoue, those are realistic step-up fights. I would like Charles Conwell. I would like, that fight. I think Conwell deserves his shot. I think Conwell is a really good fighter. I think Conwell could give Xander a run for his money, but Conwell is with Golden Boy. I think Golden Boy is going to use Conwell for Virgil Ortiz. That's the plan. That's why they signed him in the first place. So, Takashi Inoue, Josh Kelly, those are guys ranking the top 5 of the WBO. The route in which Xander's going, expect one of those fights next. So, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterbury, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.